What's up everybody? Now that we're into the month of July, I'm sure you, like many other Overwatch players, are asking one very specific question. Where the heck is Hero 31? Most of us were expecting to have gotten some official Twitter teasers for the new hero at this point, if not have them already be revealed and playable on the PTR. But so far, we have yet to really see anything. Where are they? Who are they? And when can we expect to learn more? This is Master Ian Gamer, and let's get into it. Now, while I absolutely understand the hype about getting a new hero, and especially with the Baptiste short story, which was revealed a little while ago, showing off the new character Mauga, a lot of people are super duper hyped about this upcoming new hero, and are getting a bit impatient because we haven't learned anything more yet. However, if we look at the schedule of past released summer heroes, we see that it's not actually that late from what we typically see. Looking at Ana, Doomfist, and Wrecking Ball, who were the previous July heroes, we can see that Wrecking Ball was actually the only one to be teased and released to PTR before the start of July. Ana wasn't first teased until July 7th, and Doomfist wasn't teased until July 4th. So if we look at Wrecking Ball as being an exception as opposed to a shift in pushing heroes out a little earlier, being in late June as opposed to early July, then it's actually still right on track with what we would expect to see based on these past heroes. However, it does seem like Blizzard would want to put out the new hero earlier, if at all possible, especially now that the Baptiste reunion challenge has just ended. So why exactly would they be waiting? Was there some sort of accidental delay? Are we looking at a hero who's maybe not going to be quite finished on time? I really don't think that's the case. Again, as I've talked about in several of my past videos, we did have that interview with Jeff Kaplan where he specifically talked about the summer schedule and said that the dates for certain content could be a bit different than what we're used to seeing. Now, the specific example he gave was Summer Games and how that is apparently not going to be taking place on the exact same dates it usually does, but it was also somewhat implied that the different dates could also be applying to the new hero as well. So I certainly don't think this was any sort of last minute delay. I think Blizzard probably from months ago knew the exact schedule they're going to have for this summer, and I don't really expect that they've hit any sort of sudden roadblocks. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't give us any specific information about when we can expect Hero 31 at this point. I did talk about in my summer schedule video how it's actually possible that Summer Games and Hero 31 will be swapped, where the Summer Games takes place in July and the new hero doesn't come out until August. And initially, when I first published that video, I was a little skeptical. I mainly talked about it as being a possibility, but one that may or may not end up actually happening. However, now that we're already a little bit into July and we have yet to hear anything regarding the new hero, it does seem like that scenario could be what ends up playing out. Granted, now we also haven't seen any teasers or anything for the Summer Games yet, so again, who knows, it still could be going either way. But if nothing else, I would just strongly advise being patient, because nothing is worse than getting an overhyped community that is expecting something very specific at a very specific point in time, only for that not to be delivered. So just be cautious. Yes, we're all very, very excited for a new hero. Myself probably more than most, given that it's most likely going to be a new tank hero. But I would just recommend, being cautious. Don't get too overhyped about something that we just don't know too much information about yet. For all we know, Blizzard may have some very exciting schedule changes planned for the rest of 2019, so we just kind of have to wait and see how it plays out. Now, one last thing I do want to touch on is the question of who this new hero is going to be. Up until just recently, I was strongly convinced that Mauga from the Baptiste short story would more than likely be Hero 31. The extent of detail and description we got about the character in the short story definitely suggests that Blizzard is planning to make him a playable hero at some point, and given the timing of the release of the short story in comparison to when we're expecting Hero 31 to be released, it made sense for the short story to serve as some sort of initial teaser building up to the reveal of him as a hero. However, at this point, it's been long enough since the short story came out that I think most of the hype for Mauga has kind of died down at this point, to the degree where it would almost feel weird for them to build up that initial hype, let it die down, and then reignite that exact same hype so soon afterwards if it does end up being Mauga as the new hero. So while I do think he has a higher chance than any of the other other big popular characters that are talked about as being possible new hero candidates, at least when it comes to Hero 31. I would say I'm less certain about him being the new hero at this point, just based on how much time has passed since the short story was revealed, and we just really haven't heard anything else yet at this point. So I do still think Mauga is a very likely candidate, but it is entirely possible that it could end up being somebody else entirely. And of course, if you want to hear more about my thoughts about what we need in terms of a new hero for Hero 31 and other sort of possible candidates it could be, I would recommend that you check out one of my previous videos, which I'll have linked in the cards on screen. There I cover what the game needs in terms of new mechanics and new heroes, what kind of new tank we might be expecting, as well as run through some of the possible candidates, many of which I'm sure you've heard of before. So again, you can check that out through the card on screen or the description. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. Definitely let me know your thoughts about who Hero 31 could be and when you expect we're going to start seeing more about them by leaving a comment down below. Heck, for all we know, by the time I even upload this video, maybe we will have already gotten the very first teaser. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Either way though, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and share it with a friend if you really liked it. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and hit up the bell to never miss any of my future Overwatch content. This is Master EN Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.